Right, let me just let Anna in. And then I'm going to share my screen. Hi, Anna.
Hiya, you all right?
Yeah, really well, thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm going to quickly share my screen so that you can see, although I've realised that I've written a lot of this in terribly small text, so you might not be able to read it anyway. But anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. We are recording this session as well so that anyone else can watch it back, or you can go and watch it back. It's not going to be too long. I'm certainly not going to waffle on for too long, but Lindsay's asked me to organise this training tonight, just mainly for the new starters, but also as a bit of a refresh for those that might be feeling in a little bit of a rut with Instagram. It's certainly a really difficult place at the moment. I am struggling myself, if I'm being completely honest. The engagement's down, there's loads of changes happening, it's all over the place, and I'm finding that the only thing that I'm getting any sort of traction on or engagement with are reels. And I know you've had a training session from Lindsay on reels, but it does feel like that's the only thing that's really getting anything going at the moment. Static posts just don't seem to be doing a huge amount, but I'm sure that, well, I'm hopeful that things will kind of level out a bit. Fingers crossed. So this is just for those that just want to make sure that their Instagram is looking and is performing as well as it absolutely can be, so that you're confident that you can't do any more. And I think I really want to stress before I start the meeting tonight that, you know, Girl About is, for most of you, absolutely not your full-time job, and neither is Instagram. So please, and I don't want you to compare what I do to what you guys are doing. I am a full-time content creator and writer, so my experience on Instagram is not going to be the same for pretty much the majority of you. So I'm not here tonight to bang on about spending hours and hours on it every single day. It's not about that. It's just making sure that you've got the basics in place, and it will make it easier for you. So I'm going to start just by running through your profile and your bio. So this is obviously the little bit at the top. It's your profile picture and it's your bio that sits underneath it. Now, I'm pretty sure when you joined Girl About, you will have received a bit of information about what to include in that bio, but I'm just going to run through it again. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure you're already doing all of this, but it's really, really important to have a clear profile picture, and it really needs to be a picture of you. So Sarah, who is on the call, has done a fabulous job of removing the background on her image and using a colour which I think is pink on yellow. I think it's, yeah, anyway, so it looks brilliant. So go and have a look at Sarah Frost in Hampshire. Her profile image is brilliant, but really it needs to look like you. It needs to have a bit of personality and make people, you know, stop that scroll, which is what it's all about. So profile picture is quite important. There's loads of tricks and tips to make them brighter, to make them pop. If you need any help with that, then please let me know. You can mess around on Canva to remove backgrounds, but you do need a pro account. So again, I can help you with that if you need me to. I have a pro account, as does Lindsay. So if you don't want to pay for Canva to do that, then please give me a shout and I can help you out. There are also some programs online for profile pictures and removing the background, so I'm sure you'll be able to find some just by googling it. But that's just a great kind of quick tip. And also, I'm not sure whether you're aware, but the profile name, so the name in bold that sits underneath is a keyword search. So that is when you type in the top search bar on Instagram, you will be found by whatever that person is searching. So unlikely they're going to be searching your first and surname. It's highly unlikely that that's the case, but they might be searching for a North Wales blogger, for instance, if we're going to use Holly as an example. So I've just popped in there really what your keyword, your profile name in bold should be. You just need your first name. You don't really need to worry about your surname, and you should really be putting in there what your role is. So North Wales blogger, content creator, anything that somebody would be searching for. So travel writer, it needs to really perform, because otherwise, if you've not got anything in there, you'll never be found if somebody is searching for bloggers in Hertfordshire, for instance. So that's really quick and easy, and you can now have over 30 characters. So we used to be very limited on what we could put in that bold. They've now removed those 30 characters, and you can have, I don't know how many, but I've extended mine. So play around with it and see what you can fit in without it looking too messy, but make sure that it's got those keywords in there so that they can find you if they are searching for you. And a lot of brands will search using that. They're lazy, so they'll probably pop in there, you know, Cheshire blogger, or you know, Liverpool content creator, and that's the kind of people that they're going to be looking for. So that's a really useful tip. I'm sure you've all got your tagline in there, so making memories in wherever you are. I've turned mine into a bit of a hashtag, and I ask people to tag me in, so making memories in Cheshire. And it's a great way if you wanted to share your content from your followers, build up that community. I used to do it every week, and I've got really lazy at it, but I used to share those hashtags every week, so people would tag me when they were visiting places or going on great walks, or they were going to attractions, and I would reshare that with my audience. So it was a nice way of crossing over those followers, and it was in the, you know, early days, I suppose it was a really great way to build up a community, and also to increase my reach on other accounts that would probably want to follow me too. So it works very, very well. So I would maybe start thinking about introducing a hashtag and asking people to use it, and build that community up. Within that bio as well, you need to include a really strong call to action. So please, to work with me, and then your email address maybe, or DM me to discuss PR opportunities, or however you want to do it. You really do need to make people aware that you are willing to accept work offers, and that you welcome people emailing you or DMing you, whatever you prefer. There's no right or wrong way, but I think it's quite useful to include an email address in that bio, just so that brands and businesses can quickly see it and they can email you. When you look at I don't know whether you've looked at your Instagram profile on a desktop, but it doesn't include that email box that directs you through to an email. So if you've got that in your profile picture, if they're looking at it on a desktop, which normally PR agencies and bigger businesses and brands would be, they can quite clearly see your email address. So that's useful to include. Now, if you've run out of loads of space and you haven't got everything in that you need, you might want to consider using your URL. So the bit where you can put a website in, you might want to link directly to your ambassador page, or you might want to create a link tree or something similar where you can have multiple links. So your latest blog, you might have a link to, you might have another website that you want to link people to as well that's relevant. You are absolutely fine to have your own local websites. I link to my business page, I link to other blogs that I've featured in, so you can include a link tree or something similar. But if you don't have anything else to share, then make sure that your ambassador page is on there, so that people click that link and they are sent straight through to read your blogs, or to at least find your page. And then your highlights shouldn't be tons and tons and tons. I'm probably guilty of having too many highlights. Make sure that they're up to date, delete any that are not relevant anymore. We say, and I'm a terrible example of this, but really around 3 to 4 highlights, which should include a bit about you. So you could do some talking stories, or you could just do some text stories, a little bit about you. You could have a highlight that is your content from where you live. So your highlights from where you live. It might be stories where you've put in links to blogs. So you have 3 or 4 highlights. You don't need many more than that. You don't need to fill up all the way along, and think about them just looking nice and neat. So think about highlight covers. Again, I'm going to share some information about how you can quickly and easily download highlight covers, but we'll come on to that a little bit later on. before we move on, has anybody got any questions about profile or bio on Instagram? Are we all okay? Fabulous.
What is a link tree?
Oh, hi, Anna.
Hi. What is a link tree?
So Linktree essentially is there is a free version of it, so you can go on the Linktree website and create a list of URLs. So it's almost like it's a link within a link. So you link to your Linktree, which is a list of URLs. So it allows you to have more than one link in that URL. If you want to have a look at any, I've got one that is actually bio site, but it's very similar. It's through a different app. But Sarah, have you got a Linktree? Sarah Frost there, has she gone?
Yeah, mine's a Linktree.
Right, so you could go and have a look, Anna, at Sarah's. If you click on her URL in the bio, it will send you to her Linktree, and it just means you can have more than one link.
I'm scared about Hampshire in case you forget.
A lot of, yeah, there's other Sarahs as well, sorry. So have a look at that. It just means you can have and direct people to more than one place. There is a free version, Anna. You don't need to pay. You can pay to personalize it and make it look pretty, but for everything that we need, there is a free version that you can use on the website.
I use the free one, and you can change bits of it. You just can't really personalize it and put logos on.
Hi, Sally.
Hello, sorry I'm late, Jenny.
I can't see you on my gallery screen.
Oh, right. I've been waving like this.
Oh, I hope you had a lovely holiday.
I did, thank you, yes. I'm a bit tired now.
Oh, bless you. So we're going to move on. So this is, and I probably should have broken this down a little bit more, but you can go back and have a read of this. So when we're looking at Instagram, we really need to think about a bit of a strategy. Now, I don't want to scare you too much because, as I said, this is a hobby for the majority of you guys, so it's not something that I really want to stress you out with. But what I do want to, I suppose, make really clear is if you don't have a strategy, you potentially will just spend weeks, months posting content that you might not see perform as you would like it to. And there's so many reasons why that might be the case. It might be that the content is just not relevant for the people that are following you. It might just not be hitting the mark. So there's things that you need to do before you start thinking about the strategy, before you start thinking about what you're going to post on Instagram. And I promise it will make it easier for you. So first of all, you need to think about your target audience. Now, at Girl About, our target audience really is people like you. So you are sharing the best bits of where you live with people that are similar to you. So that really needs to be at the heart of everything that you do. It needs to be content that if you saw that on somebody else's page, you would think is really, really useful. So I always refer to, when I'm thinking about blog posts or I'm thinking about Instagram posts, what would I be Googling? What would I want to see? What would I find useful for the weekend ahead? Do I want to know where to go for a walk because it's sunny? Do I want to go and have a picnic? Do I need to find somewhere indoors because the forecast is terrible? So think about and always work to the questions that you would also be asking of other people. And I like to follow other accounts that are doing that, and they bring me brilliant inspiration because they are the people that I want to find out information from. So really be quite targeted with the people that you follow. You don't have to follow everybody. You don't have to follow people back. So really create that community. Understand their wants. So again, study those insights. So you can check your insights on your Instagram page. It's on the top bar if you've got a creator account or a business account. You can go into those insights at the end of each month or at the end of each week, and you can have a look at those high performing posts. So what posts are really getting those saves, that savable content. So how many times are those posts being saved? That just means that the content that you are posting is really, really useful. People want to go back and they want to refer back to it, and they want to send that to a friend. They want to leave that in their saved folders. So when the weather's terrible, they know that there's something in there they can go back and read. So your saves are the most important thing when you're looking at your insights. Likes are brilliant, but it's not really, it's just a bit of a vanity metric, really. Your saves are the most important thing. So just go back through and have a look. And if nothing is getting saved, and I spent so long with nothing ever really getting saved, think about why that might be the case. You know, are you sharing something that really is not very useful? Could you pack it with loads of information? Tori is brilliant at this, so go and have a look at Tori in Birmingham. She always puts in so much useful information, like where to park, how much it's going to cost, what the opening times are, the best walks that are near where this attraction is. You know, think about everything that you could pack in that post that would make it really valuable. And if you're really stuck, talk to your audience, ask them questions on stories. I mean, it might seem scary. You don't have to be speaking. You could put a lovely picture and put a question box in there and see if anybody responds. And if they don't worry, just kind of keep going, keep asking away, keep building that community. And I promise you, that hard work will pay off. You will start to really connect with the people that are following you, and it you know, it works. It really does. But be patient. It can take, you know, weeks or months, but you will get there. And once you've defined your target audience and what they're looking to do and looking to find, then you need to think about those content pillars. So content pillars are niche specific forms of content that you really should be sticking to on every single post. So we say that 3 to 4 content pillars is what you need to be thinking about creating. So a content pillar, you might not know, is a niche. So it is a specific piece of content that fits within a bracket. So for instance, my content pillars on Girl About Cheshire are generally outdoor activities. They seem to perform really, really well. So walks, outdoor attractions. Another one is a bit about kind of great places to eat. That's so kind of restaurants, eateries. Another one is small businesses, so shining a light on businesses that are near where I am. And I share a little bit about what I do and my kind of work outside of Girl About, so my writing work. So they're my content pillars. So everything that I post generally fits within those 3 to 4 content pillars. And by defining those and spending a bit of time thinking about what you want to focus on and what your passions are and what you think your audience want to see, I promise you it will make creating content so much easier. And even if you start planning that out, you could use a planner. You could think about, right, this week I'm going to focus on finding or creating some brilliant content about walks or picnics or something that's outside. Maybe that might be one of your content pillars. Like me, you might think that one of them is going to be free days out or free attractions. So I'm going to think about brilliant playgrounds or parks or free attractions. So you can really get quite strategic with what you post. In terms of posting, to build your account and to build it up, you really should be posting about 5 to 6 times a week, which I know is not feasible for a lot of people that have full-time jobs and kids and families, and I completely get that. And I'm not putting this in here to force you or make you do that, but the quickest way to grow your account is to create consistent posts, consistent content that is on your Instagram probably 5 to 6 times a week. I don't do that anymore. I did when I first started, and I built my account from nothing to 10,000 followers in about just under 2 years. So it took a lot of graft. If that's not for you and you're not bothered and you don't care about the amount of followers you've got, stick to a posting strategy that suits you and your life. So if you think, right, I'm going to post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to post on a Monday about great things to do outside. I'm going to post on Wednesday, brilliant restaurants, or, you know, whatever, you know, obviously Ali in the lakes, it's all about wild swimming. So think about and plan out. And if you've got that plan, it will make creating that content a bit easier. And I know that I've just been speaking to Caroline. She mentioned that she just doesn't feel like she's got enough content yet, and that absolutely will feel like the case to start with. And it may be that you just bank a load of content, you just start everywhere you go, get your phone out, create some little short videos. So alongside your photographs, take a couple of short, you know, second videos, you can put that together and make a reel. But just really be quite strategic in what you're posting.
Jenny, could I quickly ask, when you're talking about posting 5 to 6 times a week, is that actual on your grid, or does that include stories?
So on your grid, Maria, but it could be a mixture of reels or static posts. As I said at the start, reels are performing better. I'm absolutely not putting that because you need to do it. That, you know, if you were to have any sort of training on how to grow your Instagram account, the first thing they'd say is post at, you know, every day of the week. And I'm not here to tell you that to do that, because I know that you're all very, very busy. Sarah in Hampshire, how often do you post out of interest? Are you still there?
Yeah, hang on, just coming off mute. Oh, again, I'm similar to you. I used to post every day when I was first doing it. Now it's probably 5 times a week. Yeah, there's probably like the odd day a week that I slip or can't be bothered or just forget. But I say 4 or 5 times a week.
And you don't have to do it all the time. Like I've now, if I go away, I'll often not post for a week. No one's going to notice, no one's going to care. It's not a big deal. It just means it'll slow down your progress. So that is the only reason why we put that on there. And showing your face and becoming a local authority in your area is a brilliant strategy. Showing people the face behind the account, injecting some personality, making brands aware of who you are, how you talk, how you look sometimes, unfortunately, is all part of the game. If you don't put your name on your account, if you don't speak, if you don't show your face on photos and reels, unfortunately, brands and businesses are just not going to be particularly keen to work with you. That's the reality of it. Some places aren't too bothered, like food. Obviously, eateries are more bothered about what the food looks like. So if you're not too bothered about putting your face on your content, it might be that you focus on building up relationships with independent eateries, or, you know, if that's the kind of content you want to focus on, that might be one of your content pillars, so that you know, you might just post every 3rd or 4th post of, you know, somewhere brilliant to go and eat. But think about how you are coming across on your account, and what you could do to make people feel like they know you without giving obviously too much away. You certainly don't want to be divulging your private life, but it's about putting a bit of personality behind your account. And they're going to read your blogs, they're going to be interested in what you have to say, they're going to trust what you have to say, and ultimately that is what it is all about when it comes to the wonderful world of Instagram. And aesthetically, Instagram is all about aspirational content, beautiful images. It is still about that. It definitely was all about that for a very long time. There is much more realness now on Instagram. But when it comes to Girl About, it really is about putting your personality into whatever you're posting, but doing it in a way that stops that scroll. So it needs to look great, it needs to have a brilliant message behind it, and generally speaking, that is making sure that those images are really clear, high quality, and they pop. There's ways that you can do that with filters, and I will quickly touch on that in a moment. I have a couple of filters that I use through Lightroom, just so that all my images look very similar. So if people see my content, they'll generally know it's me. It's quite an easy trick to do. And if you stick at it, your feed will, not that anyone really cares what your feed looks like, but when they're scrolling, they'll start to notice your images. And again, keep your reels clear and high quality. So if you can shoot on, you know, an iPhone, make sure that your quality is high. Although they're going on, reels are going on Instagram and being really glitchy at the moment. So there's only so much that we can do at our side. Once they're posted, sometimes they can still look a bit glitchy. And make sure that your reels, your stories and your grid posts are all shot in portrait, which means that they'll take up all of the space on Instagram, and they will just be much more visible as people are scrolling. If you've got that really tall image and you've taken up much more space than the very narrow landscape image below it, you will always they'll always be drawn to your image over somebody else's. And again, for reels, which I know obviously Lindsay will have mentioned when she did your training, to shoot all your reels in portrait. Just a few little bits on tools I use. So I've just mentioned Lightroom. There is a free Lightroom app that you can have on your phone. There are some free filters in there, some presets. They might be called presets. That's another word for them. So you can import your image into Lightroom and click a filter that you like, and then you can just download it to your camera, to your photo reel. If you are looking for some highlight covers, there's an app called FLTR, and it is easy, super easy. You just download it, and there's loads of free highlight covers in there. If you want to maybe look at those, you can download them on, you just literally click on something, one click, and it sends it to your photo gallery and you can use them. Again, if any of this feels over your head, it feels techie, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to set up a separate call and we can go through any of this. So please don't worry too much about it. I'm just putting these tools in there so that you can have a look at them in your own time. I use Splice for my video content. I know that Lindsay has shown you Videoleap. There is also InShot. What you will find now is that Reels have templates, which is fabulous. So you can scroll through Reels on your phone. You can find those trending audios, which are the ones with the little arrow in the left-hand corner. And you can often use the template. So you can just use that template and drag your own photos or videos, and it creates a fabulous reel in time to the music. I've been using it all week. I've been playing around with them and they are performing much better than just normal reels. So super quick, really easy. They're normally kind of 7 to 13 seconds long, and they are brilliant if you've got some content sat there and you don't really know what to do with it. Pop it in a reel and get it up, and it will perform hopefully really well if it's on a trending audio. So look for that little blue arrow going up and it will tell you that that sound is trending, and it will hopefully help you out. Any questions before we move on? I know I've bombarded you. I just wanted to put it all on one slide and then you can go back and have a look in your own time. Was there any questions?
Could you tell me about that trending audio again, Jenny? How do I tell?
So on your Instagram, you go to the bottom of your page where you've got the little Reels tab in the middle of the bottom. Sally, I don't know whether you're on your phone.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
And if you got mine on now, I'm just going to listen to a load of music. If you scroll through all those reels, can you see there's like an arrow in the bottom left-hand corner on some of them where the audio?
Ah, I see it.
That means your audio is trending. So that's the audio you should be using for all of your reels.
Brilliant.
And if you keep going through,
Fantastic, thank you.
if you keep going through, you'll find some that say use template. So if you
Yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
You can find a trending audio and a template.
The
You're in the winner. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So play around. My husband spares me. I just sit looking at reels all day, finding trending.
I love the one with the dog that identifies as a dog, but his mum says, I'm just a baby. So I'm trying to find that one.
I know. We know how much you love reels, Sally.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, and as I said before, reels just seem to be the only thing at the moment that is getting very much engagement. So it might be worth having a play around and practicing your reels. Any other questions? we okay? Fabulous. So this is just a little bit of a summary slide. I'm not going to keep you for much longer. So just a very quick and easy way of getting ahead of the game with Instagram. So number one, study your insights. As I said, it's worth every month having a look at what posts performed well. If you've not been doing it for a month, have a look at the end of each week and see if you think, well, if those posts have performed well, think about why they have. Is it because they're packed with information? Have they been saved by people? Are they a hidden gem? Maybe it's something that people didn't know about, and look to repurpose that high performing content. So if you've got this brilliant template, if this particular post has worked well, look to repurpose it. You could do it as a reel. You could do a similar venue. So if it was a great little hidden gem or somewhere that people didn't know about, look for another one. And that will really shape your strategy when it comes to your content. Research and mix up your hashtags. Now, hashtags are a bit of a bane of everybody's life. They don't always perform brilliantly. It's not really known whether they have much impact, but definitely look at what your competitors are doing. So your competitors are those in the same community as you that are doing similar things. So look for all those bloggers that blog where you live. Have a look at their Instagram pages, look at the hashtags that they're using, and maybe give some of them a try. Ask your audience again, so build up that community, show your face, put a bit of personality behind your account. It would be, it's pointless, I think, putting up posts without people really knowing who you are. So try and appear in some of your photos, try and appear in some of your reels. And if you are brave enough, have a go at some speaking stories every now and again. And I can always help you with that if you need some advice on speaking to the camera. So speaking to your businesses, so look at or write a list of businesses in your local area that you would love to be a part of, so that you would love to work with potentially, whether that's a gifted opportunity or a paid opportunity, and introduce yourself. You can always just drop them a DM and let them know who you are. There's absolutely no harm in doing that. Or if they've been included in your 48 hours blogs, then make sure that they are, well, make sure they know about it. Another great way, obviously, is to just visit them and tag them in and make them aware of the content that you produce and who you are in that way. And as I think we've obviously seen a couple of times we've shared some messages. I know Sarah in Hampshire shared one the other day about, obviously she'd already been visited one of these businesses and she's going back again, so she's dropped them an email, and she's now getting some lovely afternoon tea as part of a PR visit. So it's definitely worth doing that. Even if you've not got loads of followers, just start making those connections, start, you know, really working them into your posts. Collaborate with larger accounts and network in your area. So collaborating with larger accounts is something that's really it's a great way of building that community and making people aware of who you are. That might be offering to do a joint giveaway. It might be offering to guest blog on one of their blogs. It might be that you just are going to meet up with somebody. So start reaching out and networking in your area. You might go for lunch with somebody and tag them in, and you hopefully will reach more people. And if you've got any networking events in your area, LinkedIn is brilliant for this. If you want to get to a point where you've got a bit of a network where you live, definitely start looking for content creation or blogging or PR events locally and get your name down. Keep your content niche specific and focus on your audience. So again, that goes back to your content pillars, making sure that all the content that you are producing is really for that target audience. So if you don't think that post is no one's gonna really, you know, care about the fact you've been somewhere outside your area, or there's no benefit to those, then just don't post it. Wait and post something that fits within those content pillars. and video content is key at the moment. So as I mentioned, have a play around with that trending audio and templates on reels. Keep it really short and sweet. Longer reels just don't seem to be performing as well, so you don't have to be doing 60-second reels. 7, 8, 9 seconds at the moment seems to just work. So go back through your camera roll, have a look at the content you've already got and think about repurposing it in a reel, and hopefully that'll give you a bit of content. That is it from me. As I said, I am more than happy to speak to any of you individually about anything that we've mentioned tonight, or if you just generally need some help with anything to do with Instagram or networking, or yeah, I think I can help you with those things. I'm trying to think if I can help you with anything else. Was there any questions at all? Going back to what we've just talked about. No. What I don't want you to do tonight is go away and be absolutely petrified about Instagram, because that is not what I'm trying to do here. I think if you are starting out and you're looking to build your account, it's really crucial to take your time. Don't just post for the sake of it. So sit down and get a planner if that's the kind of person you are and you want to write it down. Think about the kind of content that you would want to see and start putting them into those content pillars, and hopefully that will give you a clearer strategy for posting, just so that you're not posting for posting's sake, because it's just a waste of time and you'll just end up posting things that don't perform. So we can always sit down together. If you want to run through anything, we can talk about your hobbies, your passions. I know that obviously Sally focuses a little bit on kind of vegan eateries. Think about obviously Ali, she's doing a wild swimming. If there's things that really float your boat and you are really passionate about, you've got a family and it's family content, or it might be that you've got a dog and you go out for dog walks, we can really hammer down those content pillars, and it'll give you a bit of a clearer posting strategy going forward. Are we okay with that? Anna, are you okay with that? Yeah, fab. Thank you, everybody. Give me a shout if you need anything and I will let you go.
I do have one question, sorry. What is the minimum number of pictures you could have on a reel?
It depends on the template, Anna. If you have a play of the templates that they give you, then it depends on the length of the audio, but anything probably from 3 or 4 images up to 13, 14, depending on the speed of the transitions. You could just put 1 image on a reel, but it's not going to do much. The whole point of reels now is for them to be very quick and catchy. So
if I'm using stuff that I've got on file already, it will be images, because I don't really have.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can still use static images on those templates. You don't have to use video, and it'll just, so if you find a template,
and where are the templates?
So if you're on the Reels tab on your phone and you're scrolling up, if you scroll up, there's some of the Reels that say use template.
How can you tell? Sorry.
They're not on all of them, but you have to just keep scrolling up, and every so often above the little picture of whose reel it is, it says use template, and you can click on it.
Oh, it's on that left.
Yeah, on the left above the profile pic, like little circle profile picture, it'll say use template. You got it?
Can't see any, really.
I don't think you can see my phone, but
there's like 3 dots.
You see here?
I'm holding one up if you have a look.
Yeah.
At the top of the
text. Hold on, you're not.
It just says use template at the top of the text.
You see it, Anna?
I think I'm pointing to it.
Yeah. They're not all got them.
They don't all have it.
If you can find one, that's so much easier. I can't be bothered trying to time images and
I'm gonna have to have a look around.
Around.
There's another one there. It's always in that same place, just above where it says who's posting it and suggests you can follow.
Have you been using Sarah in Hampshire?
I've just ones that saying try remix.
Yeah, not the Try Remix, but it's in the same place as that. But on other ones, it says you use template. Have you been using that template, Sarah?
No, I've just been using InShot lately.
Okay.
But I'm going to give it a go now that you've said, because I don't find like Reels do a lot for me in terms of engagement.
Yeah, no,
So,
I didn't. I'd fallen out of love with them, and honestly, this is like, I'm so lazy. So if whatever's quick and easy, I'm all for.
but
So,
I mean, mind you, now if getting sort of 1,500 views on a reel is maybe better for me than some of my posts getting like 40 likes, and the same post last year would have, on a lot less followers, would have got 100 and something. So yeah, likes have definitely dipped. So I'm more than happy to give some templates a try.
Yeah, give it a try and see what you think. It's yeah, I'm past the point of even sharing static content at the moment, because I just don't think it does anything. It's crazy. But anyway, we can't get disheartened. You just have to keep rolling, trying something new. And there's loads of new features that are happening on Instagram, so I'm sure we'll see more going on in the next few weeks, and we'll have to tackle something else. So I'll keep an eye on it for everybody. But thank you for tonight. Thank you for joining, and hopefully it's given you some ideas. As I said, if anyone needs any one-to-one training, please let me know and I will be happy to assist. But enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.